And this was all pretty much just copycat shit when I was a kid, because I didn't know a lot about graffiti. I did see old graffiti movies, but I read a lot of skateboarding magazines, so that's how I really found this anyway. And whatever. It is what it is. But this was pretty much my style. It was like blocky and you know, kind of bubbly. But then as I got more into it, I got into the writing aspect of it instead of the cartoony stuff. And I started to write, you know, like this and here, instead of doing this kind of thing. Obviously the cap would have ribs in it for your fingers, so put those in there. It would also be sort of round, so you gotta shade it that way. This is weird, I've never really explained how I do this stuff to anybody. Okay, so the can looks pretty well done. And then a lot of times I would put in fake drips, you know, like that. And, you know, pretty much anywhere that I thought that the paint would pool up in real life. And the 8 was kind of cool, obviously, because it's an 8 ball, but also because there was 8 people that did the graffiti with me. Not that all of them were together all at once when we did it or anything, but 8 of us would do this kind of thing. Make the wick look more wick-like. And I would put sparks, you know, up here, like that. But anyway, back to the shading, and then obviously I would want this to be a certain color, but since I don't have a different colored pen and I don't feel like hunting for one, I'll just shade it differently. You can just put a different angle on it. And this is all just with a big round stick. It's the only pen that'll do this for me. Papermates kind of work, like I said in my video where I drew Nas. Eventually I'll get a portrait video made too. That took a long time to draw that. That was a couple hours. It wasn't a few minutes like this is. So, but there, see, and make that stand out a little bit differently. Separate it from the roundness of the can. Then the D and the R. This, usually I would put like an outline inside it, or on the outside of it. I would, you know, like this, to make it stand out a little more. I'm gonna start making the ball look a little round. And this is the time-consuming part. With a spray can, it was a hell of a lot easier, because you would just fade it by pulling the can away. But with a pen, you only get one shot at it, really. So you gotta go light, and then come back and get darker on the edges. This is really irritating and time consuming. I don't have much patience for this anymore. That's the beauty of a speed drawing though. This is a lot like when I did Nas's hair, only with his hair. Well, this is more like when I did his skin, but when I did his hair, it didn't matter. I could just go nuts in there and color it however I wanted to.